welcome back to Central Cell Online, and my name's Tom.
And I'm Beth.
And welcome back to our dining room.
Yes, welcome to you guys if you're streaming in with us this evening. This is the third session in our series of Central Cell Online, and we're being joined by youth groups from across Aylesbury.
Hello. So yeah, it's really good if you're joining us this evening. If you're not in a youth group right now and you'd like to be, or just maybe you're watching this in the comfort of your own home, we would love to invite you to join with us this evening.
Yep, you can check the description below and you can find links to register with the Aylesbury Vale Youth for Christ. Then we can hook you into a lovely youth group who can look after you every week.
Yeah, so the plan for Central Cell Online is always to guide you guys through a little section of the Bible, because at Aylesbury Vale Youth for Christ, we're convinced that when you read the Bible, you find out about God, we meet Jesus, and you find out how to make the most out of your life. And so this evening we are in the book of Genesis, which is the first book in the Bible, and we're looking at the life of Joseph. So if you've got a physical Bible, then grab it, because it's great to check back. But if you'd rather have it on your phone, then check the description below, and you can download something called the YouVersion app.
Yeah, so each evening there'll be 3 sections. Every time there's a section, we'll hear from a young person reading the Bible, then we'll hear from young people across the town about what they think, and then it will be over to you guys to discuss it in your groups.
Yeah, and then we always end with 2 things. The first is to give you guys a chance to have a think about what has stuck out for you this evening and what you might really want to remember. And then the second thing is that we always give us a chance to pray together. But if you don't normally pray, don't worry, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, so Central Cell always starts with an icebreaker, so we're going to go into that now.
My favourite outfit would probably be this kind of scoop neck. It's not really button down. I mean, you can't really do the buttons, but that's not the point.
I mean, I don't really wear many outfits.
It has buttons down the front, and it's light, really light but bluey turquoisey colour. It's really pretty.
Probably got 2 answers to this, I reckon. Considering the amount of time we're spending at home at the moment, it's probably whatever I'm comfiest.
And then I love this jumper. It's from Friends. It's from Friends Fest. I got it in 2019.
I do just wearing clothes.
And I just love it. It's really comfy and really cute and baggy. And then,
nice hoodie, trackies.
These jeans that I'm wearing right now, they're I have to wear them with this brown belt because they're too big. But
PlayStation brand.
They're light wash denim, and they're so cute. They're straight mum jeans, whatever you call them. They're so cute. I love them.
But if I had to make an effort, I'd probably go with jeans, a nice top, and then my nice muddy white Vans.
So, what's your favourite outfit?
Well, I'm gonna say a favourite outfit from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I really, really loved having these like Bermuda shorts. They were like these kind of like really crazy, brightly coloured shorts from like the 80s, 90s. Which
You must
I
have
totally
looked
loved.
so cool.
And I had this Yogi Bear t-shirt, which I totally loved.
Does
That was,
anybody
like,
know
the
who
best.
Yogi Bear
That was
is?
the
I
best.
literally don't know if
You
anybody knows that.
Oh, so you were going to say you didn't
No,
know?
I think I know, but I don't know for these
No,
guys.
they won't know who Yogi Bear is, yeah?
You know,
Google it.
Yeah, just Google
Loved
it. Beth got me a onesie for Christmas, and she's regretted it ever since because it's just so cosy and snuggly, and I've only managed to wash it like once, haven't I? So it's
Maybe a bit more, but
it's a bit rag. Anyway, so yes, we're looking at Joseph in Genesis this evening. So the best thing to do is to grab a Bible, if you can, a physical Bible, so you can flip it open and have a look. We just want to say as well, the readings for this series are slightly longer. That's fine. We've done that on purpose because Joseph is a narrative and it's quite descriptive, and we need to get big chunks of it to understand what's actually going on.
Yes, so we're picking up the story after the Pharaoh has had some really crazy dreams, and he's just been told that Joseph can interpret them. So here's Sophie reading Genesis 41, 14 to 32.
Genesis chapter 41, verses 14 to 32. Pharaoh sent for Joseph at once, and he was quickly brought from the prison. After he shaved and changed his clothes, he went in and stood before Pharaoh. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, I had a dream last night, and no one here can tell me what it means, but I have heard that when you hear about a dream, you can interpret it. It is beyond my power to do this, Joseph replied, but God can tell you what it means and set you at ease. So Pharaoh told Joseph his dream. In my dream, he said, I was standing on the bank of the Nile River, and I saw 7 fat, healthy cows come up out of the river and begin grazing in the marsh grass. But then I saw 7 sick-looking cows, scrawny and thin, come up after them. I've never seen such sorry-looking animals in all the land of Egypt. These thin, scrawny cows ate the 7 fat cows, but afterward you wouldn't have known it, for they were still as thin and scrawny as before. Then I woke up. In my dream, I also saw 7 heads of grain, full and beautiful, growing on a single stalk. Then 7 more heads of grain appeared, but these were blighted, shriveled and withered by the east wind, and the shriveled heads swallowed the 7 healthy heads. I told these dreams to the magicians, but no one could tell me what they mean. Joseph responded, both of Pharaoh's dreams mean the same thing. God is telling Pharaoh in advance what he's about to do. The 7 healthy cows and the 7 healthy heads of grain both represent 7 years of prosperity. The 7 thin, scrawny cows that came up later, and the 7 thin heads of grain, withered by the east wind, represent 7 years of famine. This will happen just as I have described it, for God has revealed to Pharaoh in advance what he is about to do. The next 7 years will be a period of great prosperity throughout the land of Egypt, but afterward there will be 7 years of famine, so great that all the prosperity will be forgotten in Egypt. Famine will destroy the land. This famine will be so severe that even the memory of the good years will be erased. As for having 2 similar dreams, it means that these events have been decreed by God, and he will soon make them happen.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Sophie. We're going to hear from Sophie a little bit later on. She's doing the readings for us this evening. So now what we're going to do is we are going to play you some clips of some young people from across the youth groups giving their perspectives on what we've just heard. And tonight it's Daniel and Grace and Tom, who we saw a second ago. And then we're going to throw the questions out to the youth groups for you guys to discuss.
So we designed the questions so that the first one's pretty easy, the second one's a little bit harder, and the third one might feel like it's kind of impossible, but we want you to have a go anyway.
Yeah, and remember, if you're watching live right now, then you can pause the video at any point. You don't need to keep up with the stream.
Yeah, so don't worry about answering all the questions, just do what you've got time for, and your youth leader will lead you through what they want you to do.
Yeah, so here's a chance now to have a little think about Genesis 41 in your youth groups.
Probably say my friends.
Well, for me, it changes based on the question. If it's too difficult for Google to answer, obviously the right answer here is God.
I feel like with this question, the right answer is God, but that's not usually my first choice.
I'd be lying if I said that was always my first instinct.
Maybe my parents, if they are happy to help.
Usually I go to my friends because I feel like they know me the best.
Often I just go to someone I trust, whether that's my girlfriend or my mum, someone that I can talk to easily and I think might know the answer.
And then my family. Well, mainly my parents. I wouldn't really talk to my brothers about it.
Or if they don't know the answer, they can guide me in the right direction to find my own answer.
And then God. I'll pray. When I pray, I'll probably talk to him about it, but...
welcome back. So, who do you go to when you're after advice and trying to figure out questions in life?
It kind of depends on the situation, but usually it's you, isn't it?
Oh.
If I've got any big problems, I'm like, Beth, got another big problem, help. But I can remember being a kid as well, and the concept of going to Jesus first or going to God first with big problems just wasn't on my radar at all. So I really sympathise with the guys. It's hard to cultivate that habit, but I think that is definitely something I've started doing a little bit more. And then just my other mates who I'm like, help, I've got another existential crisis. Help me.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you, go for it.
No, it's you. Are you not saying Sophie?
Oh right, oh yeah, it's me. I should have gone to you and gone, Beth, what am I doing? Right, so here's Sophie doing next reading. Cheers, Sophie.
Genesis chapter 41, verses 33 to 43. Therefore, Pharaoh should find an intelligent and wise man and put him in charge of the entire land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh should appoint supervisors over the land and let them collect 1/5 of all the crops during the 7 good years. Have them gather all the food produced in the good years that are just ahead and bring it to Pharaoh's storehouses. Store it away and guard it so there will be food in the cities. That way there will be enough to eat when the 7 years of famine come to the land of Egypt. Otherwise, this famine will destroy the land. Joseph's suggestions were well received by Pharaoh and his officials, so Pharaoh asked his officials, "Can we find anyone else like this man, so obviously filled with the Spirit of God?" Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Since God has revealed the meaning of the dreams to you, clearly no one else is as intelligent or wise as you are. You will be in charge of my court, and all my people will take orders from you. Only I, sitting on my throne, will have a rank higher than yours." Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I hereby put you in charge of the entire land of Egypt." Then Pharaoh removed his signet ring from his hand and placed it on Joseph's finger. He dressed him in fine linen clothing and hung a gold chain around his neck. Then he had Joseph ride in the chariot reserved for his second in command. And wherever Joseph went, the command was shouted, "Kneel down." So Pharaoh put Joseph in charge of all Egypt. There are quite a few things you need to be a good leader. One of them is definitely understanding others and working with their problems.
I'd say maybe like a person who's like brave and got courage.
The way I see it, a good leader is someone that I trust to make important decisions.
You can't be all like self-centered. You have to think about others. That's one of the really big things you need.
And like doesn't like hesitate when the person's leading.
So in order to trust them, I need to know that they've got a good vision and plan. I want to know that they're level-headed, they can keep their composure.
But also, you just need to, you can't be like massively strict or shouty.
They know when to listen to their advisors as well. They need to know it's okay to not have all the answers, but to know how and where to find them.
You have to be a nice person and understanding, and you have to like bear with people.
And if I know that my leader has the qualities, then that really motivates me to work harder as a part of their team.
Welcome back. So, what do you reckon? What do you think to the leader thing?
So I think somebody that's humble. I think when you've got an idea as a leader of where you want to go, you need to be able to inspire people and bring them with you, but not like be a dictator. You've got to like inspire them and give them the vision and help them to come with you.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good advice. I'll write that one down. But I was when I was editing these other ones as well, I was like, oh my days, this is such good advice. I was like, quick, remember everything. Yeah, it's all good. So here is Sophie for the last reading. Remember to pause the video if you need to in the discussion time.
Genesis chapter 41, verses 44 to 57. And Pharaoh said to him, I am Pharaoh, but no one will lift a hand or foot in the entire land of Egypt without your approval. Then Pharaoh gave Joseph a new Egyptian name, Zaphanath-Paneah. He also gave him a wife whose name was Asenath. She was the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On. So Joseph took charge of the entire land of Egypt. He was 30 years old when he began serving in the court of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And when Joseph left Pharaoh's presence, he inspected the entire land of Egypt. As predicted, for 7 years the land produced bumper crops. During those years, Joseph gathered all the crops grown in Egypt and stored the grain from the surrounding fields of the cities. He piled up huge amounts of grain like sand on the seashore. Finally, he stopped keeping records because there was too much to measure. During this time, before the first of the famine years, 2 sons were born to Joseph and his wife Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, the priest of On. Joseph named his oldest son Manasseh, for he said, God has made me forget all my troubles and everyone in my father's family. Joseph named his second son Ephraim, for he said, God has made me fruitful in this land of my grief. At last, the 7 years of bumper crops throughout the land of Egypt came to an end. Then the 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had predicted. The famine also struck all the surrounding countries, but throughout Egypt there was plenty of food. Eventually, however, the famine spread throughout the land of Egypt as well. And when the people cried out to Pharaoh for food, he told them, Go to Joseph and do whatever he tells you. So with severe famine everywhere, Joseph opened up the storehouses and distributed grain to the Egyptians. For the famine was severe throughout the land of Egypt, and people from all around came to Egypt to buy grain from Joseph, because the famine was severe throughout the world.
Well, maybe, I don't know, but sometimes I guess.
Well, it's not easy, but I've definitely tried. I'd be highly surprised if it was anything on the scale of what Joseph did.
Honestly, not really. I mean, I don't know what God wants to do with me.
I don't know if it's real or not, or that's just my imagination. Well, it will be my imagination.
For me, I've always enjoyed science and technology, and school definitely, I followed that kind of path.
But maybe if he might actually want to, but I don't think he wants to.
A few years ago I decided to go to university and I'm studying engineering, and I'm really enjoying it. And I think these are signs to me that this is what God had planned for me, and so I'm going to keep pursuing it in the hope that I can put my knowledge to good use in the future.
I don't know.
It's kind of like it's God's plan. I've never really thought about it, in all honesty.
So now we're moving on to our second to last
Say
bit.
hello again.
Oh, hi.
That was a bit rude.
Sorry, I was trying to be like really like professional and be
No.
like, so just cut like Okay, hi guys. Yeah, I was trying really hard, but so we're moving on to our second to last bit, and we give you time to think about something you might want to take up, change up, or give up.
Well done, Mrs. Yeah. So the reason we keep this bit in is because we reckon that when people get together and they open up a Bible and they look at it and they wonder who God is, like you're doing right now, one of the key ways that God speaks to us is through that process when you read the stuff and you think about it. So we love to give you just 4 minutes is all it is, just to think, what is the stuff that stuck out to me this time, and what is it that God might be wanting to say to me. So we're going to do that now, and we'll see you in a sec. Cool stuff. Welcome back. Hope that was helpful. So what we do now is we always finish with a chance to pray together in our youth groups. If you don't normally pray, then don't worry too much. But your youth leader will guide you through the whole thing. But if you'd like to try praying, then please do. We'd love that.
Yeah, you don't have to pray if you don't feel like it, but some might be a nice time to try it. But yeah, it's totally up to you.
Yeah. Also, it runs for about 10 minutes. When we originally did it, we thought, oh man, 10 minutes is ages. But people have told us that actually it goes really quick. So as we've said before, if you get praying and it's going really well, please don't feel like you have to stop just because the time runs out. Just ignore us, and you can finish after we're done. But here we go.
So that's the end of our session this evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, remember, if you're watching this alone and you'd like to hook into a local youth group, then that would be brilliant. Just check the description below and you can register with Aylesbury Vale Youth for Christ and we'll sort you out.
Yep. Next week we will continue to look at the story of Joseph and we'll be looking at Genesis 42.
Yes, and as ever, if you would like to be one of the people that answers questions for us, we'd absolutely love that. Just contact the office or speak to your youth leader and we'll ping you all the details. But thank you so much to Daniel and Grace and Tom and Sophie for doing it for us this evening. We will see you next week.
Yep.
See you later.
Bye.